Alright, I think I'm properly live now. I'm going to turn my preview off, try and free up some frames. And I'm going to attempt to reconnect into... Okay, so while I wait for that, I'll be right back. Alright. Now I can actually start in on this, unlike earlier, where I basically couldn't. There is a couple of visual glitches happening right now, like the fact that it looks like my suit is depressurizing, but I'm actually not. Sorry for being silent there for a bit, but some spicy fried pickles were served to me like less than 30 seconds ago. So... No tram, no tram. I gotta wait. Alright. "45 seconds versus 145 seconds. Alright, we'll go to this tram. Okay, let's pull up my Connie. It isn't destroyed. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Looks like I gotta claim it. Well, maybe I don't. Because this happens sometimes. Come on. Takes a minute. Come on. You can do this. You're not all destroyed. I know you're not. Come on. Let's try a different console. Ninjas Avenger type? I don't remember having that. Okay. That one very might have been destroyed. Not sure, but let's give myself an expedited fee to get that back quicker. In the meantime, I might as well just go through and file a claim on everything. Oh, now it's saying that they're there. Because of course you are. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to pull up my cutlass.
Your ship has been delivered.
Besides, I need to go get some weaponry. Hangar 9, okay. This time I'll remember what hangar I'm in. Hangar 9. Oh, it's doing this shit again. Let's see if I can actually get in. Sometimes I can, sometimes the ship falls through the floor. Let's see what happens. Oh. I might actually be able to get out this time, which is good. Nope. Okay.
Warning, you are blocking an active flight lane.
No,
Please
I'm
vacate
not.
the vicinity.
I hate it when it does that shit.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation. Please proceed to assigned landing bay. Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hate it when this glitch happens. Hopefully. Okay, so it just bumps you out there now. They changed it. They used to launch you all the way back to the starting area. Alright, let's see if I can get some other ship, maybe my freelancer. Because I want to get... I actually want to get weaponry, so I'm thinking Grimhex will be my best bet for that. And then I'm going to go to our core. Let's... freelancer... heavy freight. One of the things I can jump for the longest. I don't even know what landing pad it wound up on. Let's see if it'll actually tell me if I go back in the console. Lorville.
Warning, you are blocking an active flight
No,
lane.
I'm
Please
not.
vacate the vicinity.
Why does it keep doing that?
Initiating ship
Oh,
storage
there's
procedure.
a prospector. I'll try the
For your safety,
prospector.
please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation. Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Hangar 8.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area.
I don't actually want the
Thank you for
prospector.
your cooperation.
I actually want something other than those things. Alright. Let's see if it'll let me bring my Constellation, my Connie out.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Hangar 7. Okay. That was frustrating. Alright, no glitching bouncing ship. Woohoo! That is better than it was. This really is a ship meant for more people, but okay. Flight ready. That was frustrating. Right. I'm gonna head over to Grim Hex for now. Buy myself some weaponry there. The hangar bay doors are still opening, so. Okay. So my fastest route would be to leave the planet this general direction. Currently on Hurston. Would it be faster for me to bounce to a comm array first? Not in that direction. How about this one? Not in that direction either. It's a? No. How about this comm array? Is that in my line? It looks like it might be. Nope. But whatever. I actually want to be like, how about Magda? What does that look like? Ooh, Magda looks promising. For the direction I want to be pointed. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I gotta gain some altitude so I'm not trying to quantum through a planet. Usually it's not good for ships. Two physical objects trying to, you know, exist in the same space. Not the greatest of ideas. There's just like this thing called physics that it kind of goes against. Yes, the most exhilarating part of this game. Still, you can at least enjoy the views. Interesting. I will be able to jump to Crusader before I can jump anywhere else. Alright, that's fine. Start my spooling. And then start hit this and hit this so that we can enjoy this view. Was interesting. Just bounced me out of the atmosphere. That was weird. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get another quantum or if I'm jammed. I hope I'm not jammed. Okay, cool. Was not jammed. I'll be able to continue my trip. Hurston that I'm leaving. There's the Star Stanton. And I can't quite see Crusader yet. Of course, I am almost 30 million kilometers away from it right now, so... it will take some time to get there. Probably, I want to say 5 minutes or so. So, because this is something that's kind of cool, entire concept in a lot of films in this kind of genre is while you're traveling at quantum speeds or, you know, FTL or whatever, you can wander around the cabin, etc. It's like, hey, here's the table to eat meals at. Here's some bunks. The ringing is honestly for no real good reason. This bay fits most vehicles. Eventually, you're going to be able to do things like repair the gravity generator using this tool. Not in yet, and I am ending with some HUD element issues right now, but here's the drop-in P52 Merlin, which currently doesn't drop out, as far as I know. You can power the ship on, which does nothing. You can't make it flight ready. So. Oh! And I've just outright glitched right out of it. Great. Okay. Only option? Die. So much for that. I guess I'm going to spawn right back at Lorville on Hurston. Assuming I actually spawn and don't have to disconnect and reconnect, and it's a headache, honestly, but that's what I get for playing an alpha. I had this happen earlier today too. Give me this black screen. Okay. Took it a minute. Floor. Let's try this again. For those of you that are curious about the title, there is currently a free fly week if you go to robertspaceindustries.com and click the link for free fly. It will give you the instructions on how to take advantage of it. See, this isn't realistic to a true customs area because I didn't wait in line for 45 minutes to tell them things that they should already know about me. Okay. So that's long since destroyed technically, so claim that. We will attempt to bring up my freelancer again. Hangar 9 again. Like the real world, you spam the button, the elevator goes faster. See? Oh good, it's the door is glitched. That's fantastic. Alright, there we go. Just like the real world, the door is glitched. I couldn't get through when it opened. Alright, this guy spawned properly. That's good. Freelancer is basically a space semi-truck. And someone told me that it looked like a, like an RV. Which, it does look a little bit like certain types of Airstreams and whatever, but I don't know, that's kind of part of the charm, in my opinion. Let's try and open that up again. Wait for liftoff. There's flight ready. And just, oh. Ooh. This could be bad. Let's see if I can get a repair. Nope. I forgot I had my ship damaged in a preserved state. I probably should have claimed it, but oh well. I think, if I remember correctly, I can still make it.
Remember, if you're contemplating a career change, you should contact one of Hurston's resource managers for information about
I'm thinking we go straight to Port Olisar instead. It's still a long trip to Crusader, but shorter trip to Olisar. Okay. Tap that, and let's go ahead and try and breach this atmosphere again. once that icon turns green, I'll be able to pitch the ship in that direction. Ah, bumped my mouse. Might as well just pull up my quantum now. Now that it's spooled, my trigger to start it will be a little bit faster. Do we have atmospheric breach? No. It's going to be a little bit before we actually get the height we need. We're at 14 kilometers up. The altimeter on the top left above my speed is in meters. Armistice zone is over. Now I can shoot my guns. Afterburners. Had some pretty good combat earlier today. I kind of wish I was streaming at the time. I was trying to do a mission that was on the ground to destroy some illicit substances, and there was other players there that were trying to preserve said illicit substances. So I ended up with a couple of dogfights outside of it, and then had to take out a couple that were in it. It was pretty entertaining to do all that. This is in no way as entertaining as that, and I will not deny that. Mm, 30 kilometers up, still not green. Come on, 40 kilometers there yet? Nope. Okay. Keep it at a 45-degree angle. Maybe the actual 100,000 kilometers would fit. Because the actual atmosphere is at about 100,000 kilometers above Hurston, which is this planet. As you can see. Oh, my landing gear? No, there. Okay. Yeah, I lost an engine, but I didn't lose the landing gear under that engine. It's kind of funny. A while ago, but obviously I'm still flying fine. What is my speed? About 1 kilometer per second. And if you don't know how to do the math of kilometers, that's 100 kilometers per minute, I think. Yeah, 100 kilometers per minute. Or 100 meters. No, I'm doing the math bad. My own. I'm an idiot. Still, 1 kilometer per second is really fast. Come on. Alright, we've fully breached the atmosphere, or at least we will momentarily. Yeah. Still no green. Let's modify our angle trajectory here. Take a look at how long the horizon is for it. Yeah. Now, it really might be faster to say that. Yep. Now let's take myself to 2-point Crusader. And let's try this again. Yeah. I've died a few times, lost my weaponry, and I just need to get more. I have no primary or sidearm. Lots of ammunition. I am out of grenades. I'm good on med pens. Think I'm good on oxygen. Yeah, I'm good on oxygen, and for some reason my utility weapon broke. But the utility item doesn't do much right now. There is some things that it does do, but I haven't been on any of the missions that are related to that yet, so. Wonder if I'll actually be able to get a repair working once I'm at Port Olisar. Most people say it doesn't work for them at all. Well, got farther towards Crusader this time than the last. So that's a good. Only 6 million kilometers to go. Hello. Just be aware that you are live on stream, so you might want to
I understand.
censor yourself or whatever. So, learned a hard lesson. Do not get into the P-52 Merlin in a Connie while it's in quantum. And then get out of it while it's in quantum, because you will get ejected from the ship altogether.
Well, I asked you once before if you hit the ejection seat, would you survive it?
Well, I survived. It wasn't an ejection seat, though. I just, wasn't where I wanted to be. Oh, stuff, cooldown.
The
Cooldown's
Central
over.
server has one slot, but I can't get into it.
Let me go land at Port Olisar first. Then I'll bail out and we can start into a fresh session.
The number of resupply users insane.
Hasn't been too bad so far.
Because earlier they were asking, like, they couldn't even figure out how to spawn ships.
Yeah. So I don't have an Aegis Avenger. It's now in my list. I don't have a Prospector. That's now on my list.
Yeah.
I had a little too much forward momentum there. Where's my assigned landing bay?
I need to remember to report the cruise control bug. Right now, if you default cruise control to off, anytime you do turn it on, it just maxes out and you can't roll it down.
Oh, it like completely disables all cruise control controls?
Yeah, by
Yeah,
telling
that's a
it not
problem.
to default on, it messes them all up.
Where's the landing pad that it wants me to land at? Oh, someone's being a dick.
Here's the thing though, the analog throttle works better with that, in that whatever way that is working. It works better than that.
Ah, there's the landing pad it wants me to land on.
So it's going to be like a bug report, but also with a positive aspect. It's like whatever it is doing, it's good on this end, but the other end is not so good.
So the auto. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Auto land over Port Olisar takes too long.
I don't even use auto land, even though cruise control doesn't work. I just barely bump the throttle.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I was gonna see if ship repairs even worked while I'm here, but someone's ramming people at Olisar. So.
Well, it could be AI too.
No, it's a person. Because they have a crime stat enough to give them the red indicator. I targeted them, and it's definitely a human registered name.
Why their turret's not firing?
That's a very good question. It's a very good question because they should be, but they're not. Probably glitched. I'm going to run a claim on all the ships that aren't here at Port Olisar real quick. See if maybe the shops are working while I'm in here.
I need to go to Grim Hex because I want to get my warlock. I left at Port O.
And claim my freelancer because even though that's what it was flying.
Going right back.
Prospector. Run a claim on that, and then anything else here? Nope. Alright, I'm gonna go to the shops. Oh, that's a Saba outlet. Is that live fire? No, that's Dumper's Depot. I don't want to be a Dumper's Depot.
I sold 4 lots of capacitors today for like $50.
It's Gary Defense. I don't need more.
Largest purchases.
Here we go. Alright, I see stock on the shelves. That's a good sign.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
UI came up. Alright, cool. I need to buy the Arc Light Energy Pistol. Ooh.
We've just
I like that.
exciting new products.
I'm gonna buy that one.
Hey,
And then
again, I see.
the previews are working on the Stormfall or Warhawk. What did I get? I got a match. It's just bad luck.
You're gonna be pulling me right back there, right? All you gotta do is log out.
Yeah, but I'm already here, so I need grenades. Bye.
Some new inventory in.
Confirm. And I gotta go back to Lorville because I lost my utility gun.
They may still let it go.
Nice choice.
Maybe. It would make sense for that to be sold at Grimhex, but
I know, that's why I said it.
alright.
That's where I need to go.
That's all upgrades in there. Save changes and equip. And, alright. Double check. Yeah, my gun's showing up. Okay. I am ready to disconnect. I'll tell you when I'm back at the main menu. And then I'll be able to join back on you. Alright, I'm in the menu. And joining with you.
Always see the Terrapin.
The Terrapin's not flyable yet, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah. You're right.
It just doesn't. It's just not fully functional.
That's right.
It doesn't have its armor and it doesn't have the scanner. Not really. 'Cause eventually that seat will rotate and you can direct the beam.
The scanner. Alright, I'm in. I'm at Port Olisar. And you're also at Port Olisar. So we're going to Grim. Okay.
Should have my Valkyrie if you want to go in there.
Okay. We'll give that. I'll give that a go. Let me fiddle around with some
Yeah.
seats in the meantime. Sure.
Yeah, this is the ship that I want. That's what I found out.
Oh, that's a subscriber thing, isn't it?
Does it show you my ship?
I'm being a dick to someone. He tried to reopen the airlock behind me, and I immediately spammed the hell out of the button to prevent him from opening it behind me, and then I stood up to the door and continued to spam the button.
Damn it, I forgot to buy supplies. Whatever.
Alright, I'm on my way over to your platforms. There really should be connecting hallways between the platforms, though. Like, these aren't even on rotating sections of the station. Like, I wouldn't even mind just a simple corridor, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to look as crazy as all the other stuff. Just, you know, some service pipes and shit like that would be fine.
I think I'm just going to downgrade to the lower subscription.
You cancel it, and now you're saying you're just going to use a different one.
Yeah, because that's half. Are you coming to me on foot?
Yes. I'll be there in a moment. Wrong landing pad.
I was saying I'm coming to you if you're running down the strut.
Nope, I'm already at the struts.
Let me know about the ship.
I'm at the ship. Open the back. Or open it, or whatever. That opens quick. I'm in.
That'll kill you.
You can close the door. I'm in. Though you may want to unlock shit so that I can get into seats.
Should let you on everything.
Okay. Alright, got a turret here. Bottom side turret. A lot of drop seats. There's a ton of drop seats in here.
Yeah. There's even more in the back.
You might. Did you take off already?
No, this ladder right here. But yeah, I will take off. That ladder glitches. You have to try like 2 times every time. Don't get the spring.
Made it.
Something the zombies have been talking about.
Well, I mean, that's better than it was, because it used to kill you when you tried to use it. Seriously, like during the last CitizenCon demos or whatever, that's pretty much what they said. Like, yeah, don't take the ladder. It'll kill you. Alright. Bathroom. I can't sit on the throne? Come on, man. Yeah, I just didn't want the ship to get despawned, you know? Alright, I'm gonna go down the ladder. Hopefully I don't get thrown from the ship. Or die. Okay, good. I'm fine. What's this? Deploy heavy machine gun. Oh. Exit hatch. That's an interesting. It is a gun platform. It's an infantry landing gun platform. So if I deploy the heavy machine gun here.
Outside the armistice.
Power on.
The reason it's so cool to have the control style for the throttle is because all you gotta do is push throttle forward, it'll turn afterburners on for you, so it'll take you all the way to full and all the way back to zero.
Okay. Are there additional guns on the back? No.
That's the retro thrusters. Space brake. It's always overheats the flight systems every time. You can't slow the ship all the way down.
Yeah, that's something that needs adjusted in my opinion. It shouldn't be perfect. It honestly should overheat things because effectively space brake is reverse thrusters. So it should do some overheating. There's no question in that in my opinion.
Hard and stationary.
I didn't want to exit. I wanted to shoot the thing. I thought you were going to take us to...
These turrets.
Oh, yeah, I'm hopping into the lower one right now. I meant to turn it on. I didn't want to... Alright. Just the one. Power on. What type? Alright. Gatling. It's fire mode. There's really no difference with the firing mode. It probably would depend on the gun that you have.
Press M on the keypad. See if it says change fire mode.
Press what?
Hold the F so you can interact and see
Yeah.
if there's anything that says to change.
Yeah, it says switch fire mode, but it doesn't change. But there is a sensitivity thing?
So 2 barrels.
Yeah. But it doesn't change to an alternating. Let me increase the sensitivity all the way up on this thing and see what happens. I'm turning my sensitivity on this all the way up. What's that? Oh, is that aiming sensitivity? Hold on a second. If I reset the sensitivity. Oh yeah, that's actually what it is. It's rotational speed. That's cool. Oh, I can see where you're aiming too. Look at... I can see where you're aiming and what you're looking at.
Hang on, there's still 2 guns I don't know how to use. They're on the wing.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty easy. You want to open the door? That's right next to it. Don't fall out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember I told you that. That they're on both sides.
Yeah, so... Once you...
landed, you can cover your people.
Or as you're landing. So you open the door, you get on the gun, you can deploy the heavy machine gun, then you power it on, and go pew pew.
Hang on, there's still 2 more guns. There's still 2 more guns that are way out on the wing. I don't know how you shoot them. I can't shoot them from the pilot seat. I tried.
2 more guns way out on the wing.
Get in the turret and hit F4.
Hold on. In what, the bottom turret?
Any of the turrets. On the top turret, you can easily see it.
Hold on. I found out how. These two seats up behind the cockpit, gunner seats.
Okay. So do you fire both or one?
It looks like there's one on the left side and one on the right side. So it turns me in, brings up. But they don't work yet.
Okay.
I think. Power on. Enter. Oh, it's a remote turret. They do work. See?
Nice. Are they gimbal or just fixed?
180 degrees roughly. But that's it.
I can't tell any of them.
Here, I'll just do this.
I can't tell you're shooting at any difference at all. Shooting straight the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, they're not targeted. So.
The fixed weapons that are missing.
Well, no. If this is an infantry landing ship, then it makes perfect
Now I
sense.
can see it moving. Oh, once you came out of it, it went down.
Yeah. If this is nothing but an infantry lander, that actually makes perfect sense because you're trying to cover your infantry as you come in, right? So.
Yeah, but I mean, I still want to I want to change.
Don't know. All right, take us to Grim Hex.
There's a bug right now. Go to the star map and put anywhere your friend's at, it's gonna automatically go straight down to your friend.
Yeah, I know.
Alright,
What's that?
so now we can go. We got it set. Yeah, I'm looking right at it almost. This thing calibrates really fast.
Yeah, well, big engines.
You already stay down. He does that when it's too cold too.
Okay. Are we there yet?
Now we are.
Oh, okay. So I can get out?
We'll be there pretty soon. They changed Grim Hex a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
They made it easier to see.
I don't think this will land at Grim Hex. You might have to abandon it floating. about to die. Fuck, 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 fuck. I need to get my med pen.
From what?
I don't know, and I can't pull up my... I died.
Press B and M.
I died.
There's no reason you should die. There must be an atmospheric glitch when you ran out of oxygen.
Must have been, and now I can't pull up anything on my Moby Glass. And I'm invisible.
Well, I can't even call the tower, and I'm within 150 meters.
Yeah, ship's probably too big.
I've seen people in reclaimers. I think off here all the time. Behind us.
Hey, can you hit the hub for me?
Huh?
Can you hit the Philips Hue hub?
There it is.
Hit the what?
The Philips Hue hub. I know it's in here. Okay, I gotta put it on my phone too.
I thought I already did, but okay. There, I hit it. Alright.
AI's dive bombing at Remhex anyway.
Alright. Someone's dive bombing.
AI does this sometimes at Remhex. I don't know why.
Oh, that was what was happening the other day. Alright. I had to suicide, even though I died, so that I can spawn with all of my stuff back. Do I still have my gun? I'll be pissed if I didn't have my gun. Alright, good.
Are you sure you didn't wait a minute? I came out the back, the door was open, and when I turned and closed it, it showed it closed and it opened it.
Cutlass.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Wait, what pad did it come to? That one.
Yeah, some people are too stupid to realize. But, you know, like, I faded, I didn't get it.
Someone just ran into Port Olisar. And blew their ship up. Alright, I'll be over at Grim in a moment.
Looks like the landing gear slows you down.
It does not. Found that out the hard way when I was first in the PTU.
And it's only gonna get longer.
Alright. Bring myself. No, I don't want to double click on you. I like you. I don't like you that much. Okay. Grim Hex? Yeah, I set the Grim Hex. Cool. Great. Setting my route doesn't work right now. That's always great. There it goes. Flight ready. There it is. Okay. Yeah, shops are working at Port All-Star too, so I got the guns that I wanted.
Is that Stephen Barber shop here?
You know, I have a border collie. That's my dog, and I really like him, but because he is a herding dogs have schedules and things. And he knows I'm usually in bed by now, so he's trying to get me to go to bed. He keeps pacing between me and the bedroom. Go to mama.
Pretty sure the S71 is one of the new ones.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know that you were on my stream. Oh, I see you now. Hello! This is me not paying attention to my stream chat. I need to be a better streamer. Yeah, you're asking Mustang or Aurora if you're going to pick it up. I personally prefer the Mustang. I just find it to be kind of a cooler ship, a little sportier. And I also believe the cargo of the Mustang, of the edition that you would get if you're buying, has like a dropout cargo. Zoso, can you answer that? Do you remember? Versus the Aurora? Because the Aurora... The cargo bay for the Mustang, if you buy.
I've never owned the Mustang.
You had the Aurora? Aurora is better for combat. Space break, space break. Come on, space break. Do your thing. Whew. I did it. Yeah, the Mustang I have is the Mustang Gamma, so it's the race edition. I can pull it up real quick if you want to see that edition of it. Let me land here. Green Imperial landing. Landing gears down. Alright. And just be aware, the edition that I'm going to pull up is different from the edition you would get from the Free Fly weekend or the one that if you were to purchase the game. Also, if you are purchasing, just continue to be aware this game is still alpha, which means, you know, alpha. And the developers actually use alpha and beta terms accurately compared to beta being a free preview like certain other development companies out there. Not talking about you, by the way. Certain other large international studios. That may have everyone's asses. Alliteration is fun. Alright, so Mustang Gamma. Like I said, it's the race variant of it. So there's 3 primary variants of the Gamma, if I remember correctly. There's technically 4 if you count the special edition that was released with Radeon RX 5 series, 5XX series graphics cards. That was basically just a paint job variant of the Mustang Gamma, if I remember correctly, which was red and black because AMD. It looks cool, but it's functionally the same as the Gamma. I think it has a slightly better engine in it. I don't remember. Alright. course, it spawns in floating up a little bit, but this is what it looks like on the landing pad. Most of them will look pretty close to this. Major difference on the version that you would get back here is actually like a loading bay area on the version you would get if you were to purchase the base model, which you'd be able to open up, place things in for like simple missions. And then in a couple of the other variants, you can actually, once you get into the pilot seat, you can turn around, scoot out behind the pilot seat, and like get into a bed and stuff like that. I think that's part of that edition you get too. There's also like a luxury version that has like a nicer bed that looks cushier and stuff like that. I'm going to actually do this real quick so we can get sort of a view. You can sort of see back there, there's really nothing to really be sat on because that is nothing but a power station. Like I said, this one is just a really big engine put inside of a body. It's basically a Formula One racer. So let's bring it to flight ready. Yeah. So I hit this, bring my landing gear up. You can see the wings fold down. Okay. And then if I just pop myself up to the maximum throttle, we get going pretty quickly. About 1.3 meters, 1.3 kilometers per second right away. Now, the dangers of this is I can really red out right now, or black out even. Right now, Free Fly, because it is basically a marketing thing, will give you access to some of the other ships. You know, because it's marketing. Why wouldn't they do something like that? It makes a lot of sense to do something like that, right? Lets you try out a bunch of ships before you decide to buy if you want to drop a little extra money. Now, some ships can be bought with in-game currency, but it does take some time to earn that. Also, again, alpha. Every time there's a major update, your in-game currency is going to wipe.
That'll stop eventually, though.
It will stop eventually. I believe they say when the game is officially beta, they're going to stop wiping people's stuff unless it absolutely must be done. The Prospector is actually part of the things that I got for free for the free week too, even though I don't actually own one. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I actually request landing again, otherwise I get in trouble. What landing pad do you want me to land at? Where are you? Where are you? Landing pad, here we go. And I can show you... Ah! I forgot how high my... Okay. How high my throttle was put up. I almost went slamming into that landing pad. I'll go ahead and pull up a prospector and take it out to a place where you can mine some stuff. I mean, Eve to me was always just click and wait. There is like an actual mining mechanic where you could blow up what you're mining. It could destroy your ship or damage your ship. You need to be kind of careful in the way you do it, so it's not a sit and wait mechanic, not even close. And the amount of time invested in mining right now, I think it needs to be balanced a little bit more. I think you need to earn just a little bit more from it, but ultimately, you, in the same amount of time that it would take to do like shipment runs, you can effectively make almost as much as a generalized shipment run. Does that sound right, Toso? Roughly? Unless you're running iffy materials.
I can make about 50K or doing just for the economy.
Running illicit substances, 50,000 UEC per run. That's Widow.
But you need about 200,000 to buy the.
Connie. Wait, can you buy Connies in game yet? I didn't think you could. The Avenger Titan. That's... I think that's a transport carrier. Alright, so this is the Prospector. A friend of mine told me that pretty much almost all the MISCs, not the person who's on the stream with me right now, ships to them look like basically Airstreams. Which, they're not wrong. It does look a little bit like an Airstream. Oh, come on, give me the ladder.
There's something wrong right now with this heart secret. I've been flying into folders.
I mean, it does kind of look like an Airstream, doesn't it? That sort of no harsh edges look. Yeah, but here's the actual pilotable area. There's this bed. That is basically just like a cooler. The bathroom. And a pilot seat. That's it. That is all that's available to the Mist Prospector. But it can store a lot of what you're mining. We're at Grim Hex, so you think I can... No, they haven't built that in, unfortunately. They haven't built in the ability to poop. This is not... what's the game? Ark. Yeah, I know. If you can't poop, why would you play? Let's see if I can.
I literally just sit right by you.
I'm just looking for shit to mine. So, in a prospector, you can scan. Nothing there. Ah, here we go. This says 0 meters to wherever that is. Even though... Alright, now I'm getting nothing.
I don't know what is going on. I cannot fly this heart secret at all compared to all the other ships.
Let's see a broad scan here. There we go. About 6 kilometers out from some of these. What's this one? 3 kilometers from this one.
Oh, I was decoupled. Why the hell would it default decoupled?
Is that actually something to mine? What are you? Or is this one of those beacons that it wants you to destroy in one of those missions? We'll see. Sometimes the scanners will just scan and trigger it or anything. Alright, no, this looks like a rock. That's something to mine. Okay. Target the rock. Nope, not that. Where is the mining function? I don't remember where the mining function is. What do you press for that?
I don't know, but you can do it just from looking at the controls. Probably M.
Was it M? Yeah, it was M. You're right. Stop shooting at me.
I'm shooting a rock.
Okay, 2.64, right. So what you do is you try and throttle. You need fracturing first. And you can control it using your mouse wheel. And if you overdo it, there's a little green red indicator toward the bottom left rock energy level. You want to try and keep it in the green, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
I don't think I'm in close enough, am I?
That's what I was going to tell you. If you're closer, the closer you are, the better. But if you're too close and it explodes, it can hurt you.
I don't want extraction. Anyways, let me turn my laser throttle up. Yeah, it does make a difference when you're closer, so...
I used to do this.
Yeah. So you can't, unlike in Eve, you can't just sort of sit in some cases. All right. No. Come on. That's a nice even spot there. All right, got that. Now I can extract from these.
Small enough.
Yeah, I don't think they're small enough, so I gotta try and fracture this again. It is a little bit like the fishing gauge in Stardew. That's potential explosion. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. Ooh. Ow. Just sent my ship spinning.
What happened?
I made one explode. Did it hit you? Yeah, so that's what happens if you do it wrong. But of course, I've not spent much time mining at all. But that's basically what it is. You do that, so like you can't idle mine like you can in some other games. Honestly, I gotta point out that Eve's pretty much the only one, since you mentioned Eve's a game that was your game before. So, alright, just click on Crusader, and then you asked about the Aegis Avenger Titan. I will go spawn that one up too. I just gotta do this. Yeah, so like a lot of people go, well, the game's still alpha, so what is there to do? I've already shown you like 3 things. There is race missions if you do get a race edition. Where is Grim Axe? Oh, it would help if I
It's hard to see. You can retarget it.
I tried. It's not showing up on my set route. Clear route? Hit this. Set route. Oh. Come on. Well, I'll just...
Right behind us.
What's that?
I can't be sure. I can't be sure where it is.
Well, there's the planet, so you're
Actually,
probably
here,
right.
It's down here. It's down here.
Oh shit! I don't know which way you went. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, and the other thing is there is numerous different kinds of materials you can mine for. They haven't built any processing ships yet, but there is one that's in the works called the Orion. It will be able to mine and refine, which basically makes refined materials are worth more in the end. So that's planned. Space break, space break, space break. All right. I will use this one. Menu, comms, and talk to you.
For some reason, this one doesn't always show up on the ship.
Not all ships actually have it in their menu by default. You need to modify the HUD. You bumped me, you dick.
I didn't know you were going forward.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, engine off, power off entirely. So yeah, that's the Prospector. There's basically 2 kinds of shipment missions, really. There is basically just grab a haul and take it from point A to point B. There's a bunch of like Google Sheets out there about what you might want to buy from one place to sell elsewhere to end up with the highest profit margins. Well, it's because this is built on Amazon, Lumberyard, which is CryEngine. If I remember, CryEngine 3 or 4. It was actually kind of interesting because CryEngine outright, I think, got bought by Ubisoft not long ago, and basically laid off all the original CryEngine developers, and they're now working on this game. So the people working on this, so this engine is doing things that CryEngine was never meant to do, and the people who made it are the ones making it do it. Because the current maximum server threshold is 50 people. The original maximum server threshold for the first multiplayer of CryEngine was 4. Then they moved it up to 8, then 16. So this is absolutely CryEngine. It absolutely does things that CryEngine was never meant to do. They're deployed on Amazon Web Services. So that means when they do need to deploy more servers, they can do it really quickly. I didn't actually want to pull that ship up. You've already seen it. You asked about the Aegis Avenger Titan. Courier ship.
Providing lighting.
I will be on pad. Come on. I'll tell you once it tells me. 3.
Oh, there's 2 Avengers.
I'm going to be on pad 3. So yeah, during the free flight event, you will be able to use all these ships that I'm showing you, other than, I think, the Freelancer Max and the Drake Cutlass. But these other ships you specifically asked about because they were the ones that were in the free flight event listing that you mentioned. So yeah, game's alpha. There's still plenty of bugs, plenty of oddities that'll happen. So Avenger Titan, I'm pretty sure it says it's a courier, so it's like a small snub fighter kinda, almost, but without that much combat stuff, right? Because there's like no seats back here. Yeah, I've had a number of people tell me, yeah, this game looks really pretty. It doesn't look like an alpha. And visually, no, it doesn't look like an alpha. It looks very well polished. There's definitely some optimization issues, but it is CryEngine, so yeah, you get what you get. So that's the Aegis Avenger Titan Courier Edition. There's also another one someone spawned over there. And I think the next thing I'd actually want to show. Hello. And the other thing is you can actually hear this. The audio of individual ship manufacturers is a little bit different. They have different voiceovers for it, which is pretty neat. So the Aegis Avenger Titan is pretty nimble. It's a kind of a fighter. It's not meant to be a fighter. It's kind of more of a get in, get out kind of ship. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it is pretty fast. It's not a Mustang Gamma, but it accelerates pretty quickly. Yeah, it is very shuttle-esque. So 1.1 kilometers per second. Get my space brake here, turn myself back around. My flight systems are overheating. So this has a couple of different forward-facing weapons. But I think the next most important thing, because this is actually relevant to the most recent patch, the fact that it's Alpha 3.5, I think we should head out to ArcCore so that you can see the Coruscant-like planet. And to do that, I want to get my my really big ship, because the larger the ship, the longer the quantum travel it can do. So it's going to take, what, so 8 to 12 minutes roughly with a quantum from here to ArcCore. So, maybe longer. So it may take a few minutes to get there, because it does take some time. It would help if I put my landing gear down. So you can actually see roughly around here, this tells me my landing gear is down on my HUD. So you can see that. And though it was also pointed out he doesn't use his automatic landing ever, I've crashed my ships enough that I typically use it if I can. I'll just exit the ship outright. So yeah, this ship can be... Yes, there's lots of little HUD symbols, and I still don't know all of them. And I backed this before any of this part of the game was even available. The only thing... Actually, before even the first thing was in. The first thing that was in was just the hangar, so it would spawn in the ships that you had, and you could go and look at them and get in them. And that was it. Right? That said, it did give you an opportunity to see exactly how much detail and fidelity they were working into things.
Ships, you gotta begin, like when the character's ready for hangar, don't release it.
Yeah, you'll be able to go into your hangar to take a look at certain ships that aren't flight ready. Flight ready ships actually show up in this game mode. There is also like a first-person shooter game mode and like an individual like arcade style shoot 'em up section. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up my constellation, Andromeda, medium freight and gun platform. The Andromeda comes with 52 missiles and four rather hefty laser cannons. It also has 2 turrets, one top, one bottom. It's basically meant to come in and make things go boom. It has turret top, turret bottom. It also has a dropout snub-nose fighter, but that is broken right now. They haven't made that work yet. It's really more of a... They can make it drop out just fine, but trying to get it to reattach is kind of an issue. Because if both ships are moving and all this, so there's so many different variables. So then they'd have to make the ships match velocities, try and make it so that one of them doesn't like just crash into the other one. It's absolutely going to have to take advantage of like an auto land function, but they haven't figured out how to make that work yet. And it's entirely possible, though it will likely upset people, that they may get rid of it altogether. I wouldn't be surprised. Or they'll just give you a big ass backside. Yes. Multiple people can be on a ship together. Multiple people can be handling multiple locations on a ship.
Especially when they have on the stations, like engineering actually is engineering, and there is actually a mapping station.
Yep, there is absolutely plans for that stuff. Flight ready. I think someone came into my ship.
If you actually look on the roadmap, you'll see there's multi-crew mentioned at least 2 times.
Yeah, there's definitely some additions to multi-crew function. Though right now, it's basically just gunnery at the moment.
You're trying to go to Area 18 itself.
Yeah. I'm spooling up the 42 million kilometer jump to Arccore right now. Do you want to get in this ship so that you don't have to do multiple jumps? Alright. Starting up my quantum then. So, I've actually had some glitches by getting out of the ship while it's in quantum travel. So once I land at Area 18, I'll give a little bit of a tour of this particular ship. But you can see here, there is 2 co-pilot seats. These co-pilots, if I unlock the capability, are able to do things like handle shield alignments and engineering power output and stuff like that. My dog is trying to get me to go to bed. A few minutes, buddy. Okay, just give me a few minutes. I'll be in there soon. Okay. I'm not sure how well you can see him. He's a border collie. So border collies, as I was telling my friend, herding dog. So if there's a schedule, I'm usually in bed by now. So it's bothering him that I'm not in bed right now. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll be in bed soon. Alright, so I can give you an exterior tour. 4 big ass engines. And you can actually see the missile pod bays up on the top. There is a large dropout platform that actually fits some land vehicles. There's actually 3 like ship-to-ship docking stations, but those don't work yet. They haven't worked in a way to make that happen yet. Though that's something that I think a lot of people are looking forward to, especially the people who do like ship hauls, because then you can set up like hauling like trade networks and stuff like that, and even pirating too. Yeah, board other people's ships, stuff like that will be a lot easier. Right now, pirating is blow up the ship and take their cargo if you can. So you can see 2 of the guns on the top, and then there's 2 more guns on the bottom on those skids. So 2 attached to the fronts of the engines, 2 attached to the skids that are also fronts of engines. And just a couple of wings. They're just kind of there for maneuverability. You might actually have to go to the bathroom too. Is there an east? The whole game is effectively PvP, however, primary landing pads are armistice zones, as well as most space stations. However, some landing locations are open PvP. That said, it isn't full loot like some other MMOs out there. However, if you are holding a weapon at that time, you will lose that weapon. Alright, since I got a couple of minutes, I think my dog actually just has to go to the bathroom. So, got a couple minutes while we're going to Art Core. I will be right back. Alright, sorry. I'm back. And obviously I dropped out of quantum.
So it takes you 2 jumps too.
Yeah, normally it doesn't. This is the first time it's ever actually taken me 2 jumps. Especially in the Connie, but I mean, the last jumps I've been taking have been in my Freelancer Max, which is actually it's a freighter.
I'm in front of you now.
Yeah, well in front of me. And yes, there's multiple landing zones. You can actually see this. Now, most planets, as of right now, actually have just one primary landing location, planets or moons. Alright. I gotta go put my dog in the bedroom.
Shouldn't have dropped
Get
you.
some water. His feet need rinse, so. He's in there so he doesn't make as much mud of a mess. Alright. Alright, that should be the last interruption for a while. Yes, planets have multiple locations you can go to and land at. A lot of these are mission locations. You can... you often have missions that'll take you there. And to certain other locations. As of right now, as far as I'm aware... Actually, no, me and Zoso earlier ended up in a sort of dogfight combat mission that was kind of interesting that we started out from Arc Core on. There was no AI, but we did end up in a dogfight with other players. Our goal was to destroy some like illicit substances or whatever, while another group of players had a goal to try and recover some illicit substances. So we came in, I took the engines out on one of their ships, then they pulled out in one of the other ships that they had, started shooting at us, or actually at me. So like 3 minutes later, Zoso comes in, and then we're both in this dogfight with this person who had a modified version of the Freelancer. I think it was the Combat Edition, actually, because that wasn't a Freelancer Max, was it? Because his shields were pretty strong.
I don't even know. I couldn't tell. I was too far away from it.
Yeah. So then we took them out, and then we went and destroyed the cargo the illicit substances, and completed that mission. So, yeah, I get a lot of, what is there to do? There's a lot to do in this game right now. And the thing about that is, right now, this is the only system. If you, on the RSI website, let me double check where it is.
It's under apps.
Is it? On robertspaceindustries.com, apps at the top, and look at the star map. It's called Arc Star Map. Sorry for loud audio. The website is kind of loud and you can't mute it. But you can see the Arc Star Map and see the eventual expansion of the game. Now, obviously, it's something that's going to take a very long time to make happen because of the fidelity that you're going to be seeing in this game overall. But they're going to be utilizing a tech that they've developed, a proprietary procedural generation system. But it's not going to be procedural like in, say, Minecraft. It's going to be, I'd say, probably closer to an idea of No Man's Sky, but even then, not quite the same either. Basically, they're going to have data sets based on the Stanton system, which is what we're in right now. So, ArcCore, that entire planet is a city. Like I said, it's like a Coruscant-like. There is a bunch of desert style. There's varying flora and fauna eventually. They haven't built in the fauna yet on individual planets. And so they're going to have all these data sets to draw from to do some planetary procedural generation. And then they're going to do passes over it, adding primary landing zones and a bunch of... and a bunch of like just polished areas and zones. So like, yeah, they'll have the planet done, but then they want to make sure that you have the landing zones, and then they also want to make sure the landing zones look good and all that. So definitely not a lightweight game. Give me a second. I'll tell you how much it is installed. It is currently installed on nothing. I have nothing but solid state space. I think you know that. But the launcher plus... Oh, they managed to fix it a little bit. Launcher plus installation is around 50 gigabytes, roughly. It used to be around 120. Yeah, they've gotten better at compression. Then yeah, they've definitely launched a better compression algorithm than they had been using before. Let me double check my folders. Let me look again. Rover Space Industry, RSA Launcher, and Star Citizen itself. 48.1. And the launcher, about 200 megabytes. So, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible it's going to do something like that. There was something that kind of bothered me when the launch of was Elder Scrolls Online ended up on Steam. It pre-cached all of the files necessary for the Elder Scrolls Online, then had to run the Elder Scrolls Online patcher, which then also had to detect to make sure you had enough space. So even if the files were the right files in the right location, if they took up too much space, you actually had to delete the files to run the launcher. It was really silly. On the first initial launch, it was very, very annoying. Oh, it would help if I actually disable. Yep, it really is. Especially if you have to pay for bandwidth, it effectively means you have to download or move the files. You can move the files; it wouldn't be that bad. So what you do is you do the initial launcher, let it start the download patcher, close the download patcher or the initial launcher, copy your files back, then validate the files, and then it ends up working a little better that way. But it's still just kind of an annoying series of events that you have to do on the Steam setup for that. Alright, so first and foremost, we are almost to Area 18. Yeah, copying the files in and out. So, yeah, this is the Coruscant-like planet. You can see all, like, the grid-like city stuff below me. And let's work our way into the atmosphere. Yep, I remember that too. I've always been kind of an early adopter of a lot of software, especially when it comes to games. Have you noticed? Don't really have a Jedi Temple, but yeah, I'm one of the few people that actually doesn't mind the Epic exclusivity issues that a lot of people are having, but I was also an early adopter of the Epic Games Store, which was just called the Epic Games Launcher when I first grabbed it, because I didn't actually play Fortnite. I started fiddling with Unreal Engine early on. Unreal Engine 4, though I did fiddle with UDK and Unreal 3 for a while too. No, no drones will come out and attack me. I'm coming into a landing zone. Area 18 is the primary landing zone on Arc Core. Yeah, that's kind of a glitch at the moment. It kind of never goes away anymore. It's kind of annoying, but I think it's something that's going to be fixed eventually. Let me see here. Where is Area 18? Am I a distance away from it? Or did I overshoot? Where am I? Where is Area 18? Okay, what's this? That's Area 11. Don't want that one. Are you Area 18? No, you're just a satellite. Orbiting mass. Here we go. This is Area 18. What are you? Area 17. Never actually been over to Area 17, but it's almost 700 kilometers away, and I'm roughly 20 kilometers from Area 18. We'll go there first. You'll actually see the restricted area. There's something that they're working on for that. Before the restricted areas, if you flew into them, you would go boom. Now they're trying to make it like it's edge of map in some flight games. Like, say, if you're flying a plane in, say, Battlefield, it'll turn you back around and put you back in the flyable zone or whatever it may be. That's still being worked on. Right now, half the time it flies you into buildings if you're on hardcore. So that's kind of a problem. Let's make this a little bit more interesting. Let's go down into the buildings. Let me also bring myself to an angle of this so we can do some exterior shots without blowing myself up. Again, something I'm good at. Yep, why it's totally worth it, and I won't have any regrets doing so whatsoever, I think. I'm only going 100 meters per second. Also, I can only go so low, so... If you notice, there's actually landing pads on top of some of these buildings. I can land on a number of these, and we can get some long horizon shots and stuff. But, go. Let's do this. Take a look where we just came from. Alright. Let's take a look at our comms here. Menu. Sometimes the comms don't fully populate unless you leave the comm menu. Here we go. 18 landing zone. A little bit, yeah. There's definitely a little bit of issue with some variety in some of the color themes at the moment, but honestly, it's still really cool. Yeah, see that hex right there? That basically is part of the no-fly zone, where it'd be too low. All right, I'm guessing over here are the landing zones. It's kind of hard to tell in most cases, but I see another ship over there, so it makes that a pretty safe bet. Alright, looks like I see some landing pods and bays. Yep. There's the wrench that indicates the landing zone. Mega tower. I can see that. But that's the landing zone. So I turn my cruise control off. Bring myself in to a relatively narrow landing capacity here, or landing zone for me. But come in face first. Turn myself. That's good. I don't even do a manual landing here. tilt myself the right way. And touchdown. And power off. Alright. So like I said, Area 18 and this whole planet, basically the Coruscant planet, you know, whole city, or whole planet is nothing but city. The next thing they recently teased on their official YouTube is effectively a Bespin-like city. It's in the clouds of Crusader, which is a gas giant, which is where outside of where I started. At least that's where they say it's going to be. I'm not sure. You can see I sometimes experience some like artifacting and stuff. So lots of things along the lines of still alpha. Oh, excuse me, still alpha. Still some graphical and visual glitches. Also, it's CryEngine. I honestly, there's those long-standing jokes. Yeah, but can it run CryEngine? I think, yeah, but can it run Star Citizen is probably more accurate today. Here's another glitch. Sometimes it happens. The only way to get by it is to sprint through the door. Sometimes. Oh, come on. Try this again. I think someone just called the elevator back up. When doing the arcade modes, that runs entirely on your computer. The only time it transmits or receives any data to or from servers, it will be like at the end of rounds and stuff like that, because in certain modes, if you do well enough, it'll unlock the ability on the Star Citizen website to purchase certain things. Yeah. I don't think I'm on that kind of platform right now. Come on. Come here, elevator. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean ability in-game yet, though that I believe is the long-term plan. Like, so hangar... Riker Memorial Spaceport. Star Trek fan? There's a lot of little things in Easter eggs like that throughout. There's like a hidden room on Grim Hex that has certain things painted all over it. That including one of them was Game Over Man. Had just scrawled on a wall. That was pretty interesting. Alright, so yeah, like I said, some artifacting happening in spots. So right there's the landing bays and pods.
Miss Honor, you exceeded the allotted time to depart. You will have to return your ship to storage.
So yeah, it'll automatically store your ship if you haven't told it to do so, which it hasn't been very clear on how to do that. And you can actually see things that they're like planning on expanding upon later. Yeah, there's some on-foot combat missions you can do. Let me see here. Do I have any on-foot kinds of missions I can do? Mercenary. Yeah, here we go. Seize and destroy narcotics.
Initiating ship storage.
But I will get to that
For your safety, please
in a few minutes. Just kind of want to...
thank you for your cooperation.
So the customs thing isn't really active yet, but the idea, like, you have to put certain things into certain spots. Like, you put a certain weapon, or you can't, you know, don't bring certain fruits and vegetables through certain planet ports, stuff like that. As you see, I actually have this armor. You can purchase that at a number of different stores. Now, here at Area 18, we got 175 seconds till that public transport shows up, and 100, it's the same time on that, so we got a few minutes before those show up. So here in Area 18, this was pretty much, yeah, Tusken Sand Raider armor. I really like it. It's the one I typically go for right after each wipe. The interesting thing is about the weaponry and equipment, I know it seems like it may feel tedious. So to me, it doesn't. I honestly don't mind some tedium though. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's tons of it. Hell, a number of the ships are inspired by specific things. So like, almost everything that Drake makes is like a pirate theme. And if you think about that, there's other games in general, not even necessarily space epics. The Uncharted series, those were all Drakes. Those are the names of those characters, and often deal with pirates. There's just a lot of general callbacks to a lot of things. But there, with a lot of the Cutlass series and a lot of the Drake series, there's things like hidden storage compartments. They're not all in the game yet, but planned. So like you can hide smuggled materials in these storage compartments and stuff like that. To try and get yourself through certain customs areas. Because eventually when there's going to be cross systems, instead of being stuck in one system like Stanton, they're going to do basically a similar idea what they did with Eve. They're calling them jump points in this game, where it will be a jump point between systems. The entire concept, pretty common in almost every space epic or space traveling, is the stable wormhole idea, is effectively what it is. And you'll be able to go between systems. Now, as you have seen, I've traversed quite a lot. There's also one more planet planned for this particular system, Microtech, which will include more moons. I've traversed a lot of actual physical space without needing to go through any of those jump points either. So, there's technically a lot of playable area in the game. We've got... Oh, that's actually something I didn't even realize. When it gets closer, those could change colors. When it was over 100 seconds, it was like an orangish color. Now that it's less than 30, it's blue. Oh, and this is supposed to be frosted glass, but you can't tell unless you're like right up against it. At least I think this one is. No, this one isn't. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So there's one tram. Basically an automatic public transport. And like you might see in some real cities, advertising everywhere. This one, like the actual interior of this, reminds me a lot of, I want to say a little bit of Blade Runner and a little bit of Minority Report. Just because a lot of holographic representations. Yeah, I can sit. See? Sit. Now that said, there was a glitch during earlier testing of this particular iteration where if you did sit, it would shoot your body out of the atmosphere and you would be thrown out into space. But this is public transit, so the more accurate thing to do is this. I gotta get in a better position for that. Hold on. There we go. What you're supposed to do on public transit. So yeah. Yeah, but you can't sit on the toilets yet. That's one big problem. You can sit, just not on toilets. Come on. That should be the first thing you design for sitting. Oh, alright. We're going through a sort of slow area so you can get a good look at certain things. I try and go a little slow. Gives you a little preview of certain areas you can actually get to. And then when I come up to the docking station here in a moment, should be right over here. So yeah, what they've tried to do is when you go through certain places where it'll slow down like that, that's actually an area you can get to if you're looking on certain locations, in many cases. So like here we are, we're off the public transit, and here's basically the major Yeah, I haven't done that one yet. That's not in the game, and I'm not sure if it is going to be possible. For the mere factor of that might cause problems, just in general. It'd be cool, but I'd say that'd be something that would like show up in like a single player campaign, but won't happen in the massively multiplayer. So there's ideas where like you end up coming out of the hospital if you die, stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of advertising and stuff all over the place. It's got this din of a city that's just really loud in some places. And this is the G-Lock bar. This is a high-end version of it. There is actually other G-Lock bars that aren't so pretty. But, I can get myself, what do we got? What do you got for me? Come on. Doesn't always work. Can I sit at the bar? Can you get me something? No? No, you can't get me something right now. Alright. So sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, alpha. Something you deal with. So that's where I just got off the tram. Let me see if any of those missions have shown up yet. Personal. No, I still have that other one to go take care of, but I'll do that shortly, assuming it doesn't time out. And you can see some HUD elements don't clear properly. Just little things. Not end of the world kind of things. Here's an ATM. Doesn't work yet. Can't hack the ATM, though honestly I won't be surprised if that does happen. You can end up with something called a crime stat, which you can clear if you go to, as of right now, the one security post to try and hack the terminals there and clear up that crime stat. But that doesn't work. Or that does work actually perfectly fine. Hazardous materials behind a gate. Just there's a lot of little environmental things that are just kind of neat. Yeah, there's an NPC back here, I think. No, not here. It's in a different spot. That there's just one NPC down back an alleyway that is apparently someone who has a reputation. Alright, I went in through that way. Came out through that. Okay. Bring myself back up here. So you can see, like I said, there's sort of some in the middle of the air 3D advertising stuff. Making you thirsty? This is the main Art Core headquarters. Right now there is one working elevator in here, and it'll take us down to, if I remember correctly, a gun shop. Is it Center Mass? Yeah, Center Mass. God, I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember what that was called, the actual drink. But that's a great movie. So, Center Mass is a great place to buy weaponry for your ships. Just a couple of samples out on the floor, though they do also have some personal defense options. Brondo, the Thirst Mutilator. Yeah, I remember that now. What are you? Ballistic light machine gun. See, I like ballistic weaponry. It's kind of fun. Though with, let's see here. Do they have a terminal to use here? Yes, they do. I prefer using the terminals to buy the things from these kinds of shops. If they work. Okay. Ooh, do you have utility? Haha. Oh, only med pens. Alright, weaponry. Missile racks for your ship. Weapons. S-71 assault rifle. I haven't seen that one yet. Ballistic. I'll try it. S-71 magazine. Set it to, I'll give myself 10 magazines for that. Okay. Let's equip that bad boy. Equipment manager. The S-71. And S-71 magazines as my save changes and equip. Okay. Just some small guns here. This is the only thing down here, but this obviously, you know, you can see it looks like it's planned to be like a kind of mall shopping plaza here. But yeah. Brondo, the Thirst Mutilator. It has what plants crave. Okay. And this is only a small section. That's right. See, I can't do that because I'm live on a stream. Yeah, here's an example of frosted glass that doesn't look frosted unless you're close enough. Yeah, there is quite a lot to explore. In the Area 18, they used to have... Alright, so it's Jobwell. And I don't know if I'm just not getting to it. There was like a... Essentially, it's like a car shop, is the idea. You know, you go to a car dealership or whatever, and you go and you ask about certain models. You can go and buy particular, you know, a particular ship. And I don't know if either I'm missing it here, because it used to be like off of this section in the early iterations, because you would come out through here and you go straight back through there, but that's the Arc Core building that we just went into, so... Of course, that was an earlier iteration, and obviously it's changed since then, but... and none of the other elevators in here work right now, and there's nothing behind the desk, so... So let's go down here. Down this way is where the habitation actually is, and this is where you would come up from if you spawn here on Area 18. Another ATM there. If I remember correctly, over here are the habs. Center mass, make every shot count. Cave-in, you're craven. 2081 whammers, always a good time. Maybe it was, yeah, it was the Astro Armada shop. They just changed up the organization of it. So if you came in here in the earlier iteration, you'd be able to come in. You see gold trimmed doors everywhere. You know, high-end ship shop. This ship is the Anvil Hawk. It would only cost you 1,103,750 UEC. If I were to try and purchase it, I'd have negative a lot more. So yeah, And the idea that they're going to do with this is eventually they'll cycle this with other ships that you can come in and buy at different parts and different times. Are you a functional elevator? No, not yet anyway. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely some spots that I'm not sure about yet. Alright, let's see. Has that mission canceled on me? Because I spent a lot of time exploring right now. Because it's entirely possible that it did. Yeah, it did. Oh well. Quest. Oh, it's midnight here too. But you had a lot of questions. So, and I was willing to answer. You're welcome to just ask me on Discord since you got me there. So. And don't let this take over too much of your day job. Because there's actually quite a lot. You are welcome. And you're welcome to join in on me at any point as well. In-game, I'll actually do this since I was planning on going to bed almost an hour ago, but I was willing to answer questions because one more person is one more person to play with. So. Please no. Alright, so what you'll be able to do once you're in-game, you can open up the contact list, add the name in there. My name is pretty much what you see with a 0 at the end. But I'm going to bed now too. You have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. And thanks for watching.